have the Houston and Lewis Expedition Society. We're in pursuit of the very elusive elk. Even the locals haven't seen one in 2 months. We're conquering this sort of terrain just for the prize of a single elk. Notice the haze, that's the forest fire about 20 miles north of here. It's a controlled burning started by a lightning storm. Forest Service has decided to go ahead and let it burn naturally. Scenery in here is usually just crystal clear, crisp blue, but this is all the smoke from the forest fire. Down below this big range, you can hear the North Fork of the Salmon River.
South Fork.
The South Fork of the Salmon River. Up in the headwaters. South Fork, Salmon River, September 13th, 1987. September 14th, 1987.
Wait a minute, let me ease up here, Corky. Wait a minute, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute. Corky, whoa. I can't make them out on the camera here. Let me get one on film here. want everybody to know this is why Corky didn't kill an elk. He was laying there asleep while a big bull walked right by him.
I was charging my battery. Awesome, isn't it?
He's up. He's up right down here at the tavern. Everybody's already seen where we spend our days. Now we show them where we spend our nights.
Get mine.
What do these things eat? I've been looking, you know, they gotta eat a lot of stuff. I never see where they've eaten something.
I don't know. So you guys was all hunting together?
Yeah. Look up, Cole.
Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Okay. That way you can spread it better. Probably need you down here. Leave that there. And step down here and then kind of maybe pull that leg up a little bit. I think that'd be fine here.
Okay, right here's where I was standing when I shot him, and he was about 35 yards straight ahead.
Now, where were you when you called him up?
Well, I was right here.
You just stood there. You said you had to take 2 steps to the side.
Well, now, when I first heard him, he was way down off this ridge, down in a creek down there, about 100 yards below. And I bugled, and when I would bugle, he'd bugle back. and I heard him coming
Yeah.
after bugling about 3 times. And
You want to set yours up on the tripod, and so you can talk and
he kind of hung up down there.
Yeah.
And he didn't, it seemed like for about 10 minutes he didn't come in any closer. And I made kind of a bad call once, and I thought, well, I've screwed up, and he snuck off.
Yeah.
And so when I realized what I'd done, I made another real aggressive sound and bugle, and he bugled right back.
Yeah.
And so over a period of about 15 minutes, he kind of eased in closer and closer. And the wind was blowing kind of crosswind between us, and so he couldn't smell me. Well, finally, I saw him coming, and he came right up through here, and from right here where I'm standing, if you look, there's a tree right here with a limb coming off of it. And he came right up behind that tree, and that tree is let's see where to go there. Lost it here for a second. There it is. He came right behind this tree. It's right in the center of the film right now.
Yeah.
And he stopped right behind the tree. Well, I drew my bow back because I thought he was going to come on up. And he turned facing me. His whole body was behind the tree, and I couldn't see anything but antlers sticking out on either side. And I had my bow drawn back, and I held it back just as long as I could stand it. I held it back for 45 to 60 seconds, and I finally had to let off. And when I did, he heard me. He looked out from behind the tree, and he kept looking over here and looking, but he just couldn't quite make me out. And so I sat there and watched him, and you know, my heart was pounding, and I was so excited knowing that he was in that close. And finally he moved again. He looked like he was going to come out from behind that tree, and so I drew back again, and he stopped, still behind the tree. So I held back again as long as I could, and I had to let my bow down again. Well, when I did, my arrow fell off.
It fell on the ground.
It just fell on the ground, and he heard that, and then he started looking out from behind that tree again. Well, finally, I grabbed another arrow real quick and got it knocked. And he turned his head to the side, and there's a little, you can see this tree going up and down there, and then you see this limb coming off of it to the side. Well, his head and his neck appeared right in that groove between the limb and the tree, and I thought it might be my only chance. I was going to have to shoot him in the neck. So I drew back, and I shot, and you can see my arrow right now buried in that in the limb that comes off the tree. But when I did, he took off like a rocket.
Let me see if I can see that on my camera.
Okay. If you look, my arrow hit that limb to the side there, and you can see the arrow. Well, the elk took off. He took off like a rocket, running away. And I thought, well, I've screwed up. Well, I grabbed the bugle real quick, and I bugled. A real aggressive, you know, kind of fight bugle, and heard him coming back. Well, I looked right up here above me, and he'd circled in above me, up to where I showed you before.
Yeah, back up this way.
Yeah. Now you can see there's some trees between, you know, between here and there.
Right.
And he got up in there and got behind some trees, and I couldn't see him. By the time I had another arrow knocked, I couldn't see him. So I waited. I thought, well, that doggone thing circled above me, saw me, now he snuck off. So I grabbed my bugle again, and I bugled again. Well, when I did, he did a little sidestep out from behind some of those trees up there, and I saw him. And he looked huge, because that's what, 10, 12 feet up the hill above us.
Right.
And here was this big elk, you know,
Yeah.
towering down on me. I don't believe your battery's on. Your light's not on.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So anyway, there he was. He'd circled up above me, and was behind some trees, and after I bugled, he stepped out where I could see him. Well, there was still a couple of trees between he and I couldn't shoot at So I had to do, the elk sitting there looking at me, 30 yards away. By that time, sidestep down through here to get into a clear position. Anyway, I got down where I thought my arrow would go between the limbs, and just as quick as I could, I put my 30-yard pin on him and shot, and hit him right at the base of the neck, and he just took off like a rocket down this ridge here. And I went straight to I marked the spot where I was standing, and then I went straight to the spot where I'd last seen him, and I marked it. Then I could hear him, you know, over there in the woods all along, kind of thrashing around and stumbling away. And so I just took my time and waited. I went down and looked at this arrow in the other tree, and waited about 30 minutes, and I went on over there and found him. And he was laying right there. You can see the bud where he was laying. And hold his head up, Daddy, where I can get you can see the... Where'd you put that tripod? Behind you, right?
Stiff.
You can see the arrow at the base of his neck right there. Probably hit him in the carotid.
In the what now?
Carotid artery.
Carotid artery. Okay. Give him a carotid shot. Well, you want me to get a film review with him?
Yeah, I'm trying to get an area here where you can get some perspective as to how big that doggone thing is.
It's hard. Let me get it. And it focuses and everything itself.
Yeah, it's all hand focus.
Okay. Because it doesn't look focused looking through the thing.
Well,
It is, huh?
yeah, it is. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points on one side, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other.
Yeah. All right.
Everything good as I get this set up. So the Corky and I came
Get
up
down
here
there,
last
David.
night. He was
Get
laying
down
right
there and
over
be in
there.
this. Go on.
Come on down here, man. He was laying right over there. And,
Get in there, David.
we flipped him over and gutted him here, and here he is. We tried to kind of tie his legs up and put some sticks in to hold his body up so he'd cool off a little bit.
Looks like this would be focused better, Jim.
Well, it's
Maybe it's just the way I'm looking at it through here. Maybe I'm not. Yeah. Okay.
maybe okay. If you punch the orange button again, it'll go off.
Okay, when they're writing up in the
That
top,
means it's recording.
it's recording.
Yeah, so you didn't have it recorded. Push it in.
It's recording now.
Oh, it says.
There's writing up in the top.
Okay, it says E-P-R-E-C.
Well, I can't read it, but I can tell there's something up there.
Hey, lift him up and tell us feel again. Never got this again. Well, he wasn't recording. So you got to do it again for yours too, right?
No, I think I was. I'm just not sure.
Well, anyway, you can see this big heavy blood trail. Apparently this arrow hit him right here at the base of the neck, and must have hit him in the carotid or the top part of one of the large arteries in the neck or the chest. And he went about 100 yards from where he was shot and dropped. This is where we found him.
Okay.
Big, just a pool of blood right here, and we found him right there and then flipped him over here kind of downhill where we got him last night.
Come on in, Carol Lee. Let me get one of you in there.
These are 8 grouse that were taken the second week of the hunt, about 300 yards from our camp one morning. It's interesting that all these grouse were together. Several of them appear to be spruce grouse, but there are a few ruffed grouse hens mixed in with the bunch.